Hey guys, how y'all doing today? This is Coach D. Durrell Spears. I am here. I am very delighted. I would like to say that I am very delighted for all therapists, licensed professional counselors in any of the states in this union that at this point, and I'm proud to say, starting January 1st of 2024, we will be able, as licensed clinicians, as therapists, and also LMFTs, will have the ability to enter into panels with Medicare. This is something that I am highly excited about because this will have a great effect in a positive manner for my business and how I hire employees. Particularly for years and years and years throughout my career as a business owner and a therapist, I have been hindered from providing direct services with clients who have Medicare. In many instances, I had to hire an LCSW or a psychologist or psychiatrist to provide some level of services. I had to provide services under what is called Incident 2 services, which can be supervised by a psychologist or a psychiatrist. And I was unable to directly provide those services on my own without that of other professionals at a higher level than or I would have to, basically hire, LCSWs, which I already have, contracts with under my business. But due to this finally, and I want to let you all know, for those that don't understand mental health, this has been a fight for at least 30, 40 years, or even since before I was even born. Because I would say it wasn't until probably the 80s until licensed professional counselors began to develop a governing body, and it was basically mandated that you have a professional license, and it was also honored by insurance panels, and you're able to do third-party billing. That was a point, and this is coming from Louisiana, because at one time when I was starting my master's degree program, that wasn't the case until probably 1999, maybe 2000, and we were unable to get on Medicare panels. And this was much of a discussion with a lot of my professors and people that were in the Counseling Association for Louisiana. Also, when I moved to Texas, that was also a point, one of the greatest issues and discussion of how do we get on this panel. This panel is very important because I know for myself, I lost millions. I lost at least $2-3 million if I would have been able in the last 15 years by my inability to provide these services independently, and the fact I had to spend money to pay somebody else to do it. So I would say, yeah, at least in the last, so I'm looking at about somewhere well over $100,000+ a year over the last 15 years. Yes, easily. I know that for a fact. So by this no longer being the case, and I think it is documented that we could begin applying for the credentialing 30 days before the 1st of 2024, I will definitely read up on everything that's needed. I understand how to do the credentialing because I have credentialed LCSWs and other professionals in Medicare on my own, or I would allow I have a credentialing agency that could do it for me. However, I may just do mine by myself because I've done it directly myself without having to pay someone. But for those LPCs that have counseling agencies like myself, those who work private practice directly, this will increase our value in the mental health marketplace substantially. It will put us on a more even playing field. And to be honest, Medicare, in my position, did not have equal playing field. For those people who are seeking mental health services, you were limited on choices. And yes, I do understand through Obamacare, they allowed situations where, if you had Medicare and Medicaid, you could still see that client. And they made some provisions to allow mental health consumers to choose. But now they can directly choose whoever they want, and it's not limited based on certain credentials. This is an exciting time. This is something that millions and millions of dollars were utilized for this day. And I'm going to be honest, I've supported the ACA and I've supported the TCA in attempting to get this passed. Thank God President Biden signed this bill. It's in effect. And it was estimated it would take a year or two, but it's actually going to take a year. To be honest with you, I understand it takes a year just for the legalities of things and to get Medicare ready for this, because they're going to see an influx of at least 100 to 130,000 providers that would like to have this panel, including myself. I have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in the last 10 years paying other people to see clients that I could have seen myself. And I went through some BS in that process of keeping people longer than what I wanted to because they can see these clients and I couldn't. I had to treat them totally different because of that specialty. But that's okay. That's not the case anymore. And also, it will allow me to be able to hire more LPCs or even an LMFT to provide those services, instead of me having to strictly choose between psychologists and mainly licensed clinical social workers, which I still will hire anyway, but I have more flexibility. So for a person like myself who's in business, a person like myself who has a roster of therapists that work for me, and also at providing those services directly, it allows me more flexibility, and it makes it easier for me to provide services to the public. It will allow me to no longer have to turn down certain clients, and I can accept everybody, and including those that have advantage plans and etc. So this is exciting. This will definitely help my business. It also will help the consumer, and it also will help and increase the value of licensed professional counselors. So this is D. Darrell Spears again, guys. This is at the D. Darrell Life Solutions channel. I just wanted to make this announcement, make this discussion. I know for those that are not in the field, you're like, but this is something that I definitely had to talk about because it's related to the field of counseling. Have a great day.